We might have some more people popping on. We'll try to let them in. I'm just going to tell you right now, my day has been absolutely crazy. I am going to do my best to give you guys some stuff to we're going to work on some stuff tonight, but I was consumed this afternoon by phone calls back and forth with my realtor on my mom's house. We have 5 offers on my mom's house. And
Yay.
yeah, which is amazing. And one of them happens to be a cash offer with no contingencies, no appraisal, nothing. And it's like way over what we asked. So it's like, obviously, we're going to take that one. But the problem is, she wants to move in next week. So we have to close by next Tuesday. So I now
Oh,
have to get all of the rest of the stuff out of the house, which is like bins in the basement, and then the stuff that we have left in the garage. It's not a ton, but like I have to work this week. My husband has to work. My brother has to work. We're just like, and so we're gonna have to rent a storage unit. And luckily, my realtor is a very good friend of mine, and she's got a trailer that we're gonna be able to load it all up in. But it's just like my whole rest of my week is going to be a nightmare. So like I said, I'm gonna do my best to. We're gonna have a team. Gonna have a meeting. Okay, Jody's having internet issues, so hopefully she'll jump back on. Um, so yeah. And then we can't even sign the papers yet because my sister-in-law is she's the athletic director, a teacher and the athletic director at the school she works at. And she's the volleyball coach. And it's volleyball season and she has an away game today. So they're not even gonna be home until like 7:30. She's not even gonna be back to her house till like 7:30. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a long night. So here we go. I'm going to be glad, and I hopefully am not going to be selling any sort of property any in time in the near future. So nobody wants my house, I hope, because I'm not selling it. I'm not moving. I don't want to pack a box. I'm done. I've done it way too many times in the last couple years. So anyway, um, how are things going on your guys' end with the challenge? That's what we're going to kind of talk about tonight. We're going to talk about bookings. We're going to talk about recruiting. How are things going for you guys? Let's start with bookings. What kinds of things, what kinds of reach outs are you doing? What is working for you right now? Or what are you doing? I kind of want to just hear from you guys. Okay. That sounds fantastic. No, I'm just kidding. So, what are like some exciting reasons that people would have to a reason to book this month? Because sometimes we're thinking way too much of who can I call, who can I call, who can I call, or who can I message? And we're not actually like thinking about what is available for people. What can we be offering them? Remember, we need to be thinking what's the value for them, what's in it for them. Okay. So what kinds of things do we have available to us? What has home office given us?
there's the holiday
Everybody off mute.
products.
No, I'm just kidding. Work with me, people. No, who is just going to say something?
Oh, I just said there's the holiday products.
Yes. So there's one. Holiday products. Holiday products are going to bring a sense of urgency too, because they're only available until December 31st. Um, have you guys started posting? They made some pretty cute videos with some of the holiday products. That's the kind of stuff that we need to start posting in our pages, even on our personal pages. You can throw it up in your stories. Um, throw it over on Instagram. Anybody use that or done any
I've
of that?
posted, yeah, I've posted some in my VIP, and a little bit on my personal page, but after our live last night, I am for sure going to do more with the holiday products because it's been in my head like, oh, I know I need to do like the hot chocolate stuff with the kids and because it's a great thing to show. But then
Mhm.
after our live last night, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so much fun too, and the kids would have fun helping. So
Yes.
I'm gonna plan to either do a video or try to go live. Do
I
that.
know that everybody was on last night, but I had so much fun making the marshmallows yesterday. They were super fun to make. And it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And then I just dipped them in some green candy melts. Like I dipped them kind of like on the side. So they just kind of went like halfway up. And then I just dipped them in some holiday sprinkles. And it was just like the cutest thing ever. Like just so fun. And we talked about it, that how simple of a Christmas gift could you make a bunch of DIY things? You know, if you've got the electric pop and stir and you've got, you know, go to Hobby Lobby and buy yourself some cellophane bags and some cute, you know, Christmas ribbon, and you can make yourself some DIY, you know, Christmas gifts super quick and easy. The hot chocolate, I had a glass of it. We made hot chocolate in the frother. Um, and it sounded like Crystal said from some of the comments she got that like everybody wants the frother now. It was awesome. And I'm telling you, I think that's the only way I'm going to make hot chocolate anymore. I hadn't really done that. Like maybe I might have done it once, but I wasn't like really, I don't know. I was paying more attention to it. It's like the perfect hot chocolate temperature when you do it on the steam. It's like perfect. And then I just put the marshmallow in it. It was so good. So the milk chocolate one was good. I haven't tried the other ones yet. Has anybody tried the other hot chocolate mixes? Did anybody get them yet?
I
You
just
sure don't.
ordered mine and it should be here any day because it's shipped. So
Okay.
I'm excited because I just ordered most of the holiday stuff. So I'm excited to get them and make some videos.
Yeah, I'm a little somebody contacted me after the live last night and they were like, "Oh, I can't just buy the hot chocolate mixes." And I was like, "Dang it. Like you can buy the gingerbread mix, you can buy the royal icing, you can buy the marshmallows, but the hot chocolate," I was like, I actually hadn't really paid too much of attention. And I was like, "Dang it, no." But she bought she ended up buying two of the hot chocolate sets. I'm assuming she's probably giving him as gifts. So, but the milk chocolate one, really good. It was very good. And then she asked me how many how many servings would you get out of it? And so you're supposed to use a tablespoon per cup, and there's 6-ounce jars. So I kind of Googled it, and to me, it's supposed to make 12 servings for one of the bottles, which I thought was pretty good, you know, pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see like how well they sell and if it's something that they keep in inventory or if it'll turn around and come back around at this time of year, like as a seasonal item next year. Like you know, the cinnamon plus and the vanilla. Those, you know, one thing I said on the live last night is if you have people order that from you, keep track of who orders it. I do that, and then every year when the new stuff comes out, I contact those people to see if they need any more because that's the only time of year you can get it is until, you know, October 1st till December 31st. And I have lots of people usually reorder, you know, the vanilla and the cinnamon. So, and the reason we don't sell it, all year round, we used to, just so you guys, for some of you guys that are, newer to Pampered Chef, the price of cinnamon and the price of the vanilla beans in Madagascar, where they're from, they like skyrocketed several years ago. And it was like going to be like $30 for a bottle of like a thing of cinnamon. Like it was like a ridiculous, crazy amount. So they actually took them completely out of the catalog. And then people just were like, "Are you kidding me?" Like so they brought them back like 2 years later. But ever since then, it's been seasonal. And that is how they can keep it more cost effective. I mean, the vanilla is pricey, but you are going to pay more money for vanilla, like extra strength vanilla. Like if you go to Mexico, I mean, if you buy it in Mexico, it's cheap. But if you go over to like Penzies or something like that and buy that double strength vanilla, it's definitely a lot more pricey. So it does kind of sound crazy because what is it? It's $45 for a bottle of the vanilla, and it doesn't look like it's a super big bottle, but you do have to remember you can tell your customers it's a double strength product. So if it calls for a teaspoon, you really only have to use half of a teaspoon. I usually still put the full teaspoon in just because I like it, but I'm telling you, I think it makes a huge difference in the flavor of things than just buying like the vanilla extract. imitation vanilla extract from the store. It makes a big difference. So I think it's definitely worth the $45. So anything else about the holiday things that could get us bookings? Think about all the people that have kids and they would maybe be interested in that gingerbread house kit. Like how cute is that?
I just did an unboxing video. I didn't post it yet, but I just did an unboxing of it. I'm gonna make a reel, or I made a reel out of it. But I was a little afraid to post it yet because I put Christmas music with it, and I was like, I don't know if it's too soon.
I said Merry Christmas last night and used holiday sprinkles. So
Yeah,
I'm in the Christmas spirit already. So no, I think it's okay. I mean, the other thing is some of that stuff is while supplies last. So like
right.
you start showing those hot chocolate kits and stuff like that. I don't know how many they have made up. So I want to get them while you can. So,
They're already showing Christmas trees.
yeah, Hobby Lobby's had Christmas out since July. So,
There you go,
then there's
Crystal.
that.
You're good to go. You're
Yeah.
good to go,
Yes, they-
Crystal.
They
Mhm,
could always mute my
Don't
sound,
use
the music on the video.
mhm.
There you go. There you go.
The other thing too is I got it. I saw it from on another consultant's page, but it's probably in like one of those PC images groups or something, but it was a this or that for the caramel apple dip and the peppermint dip. And that was how I got quite a few people to join the live last night, is I gave away one of those. I had them do this or that, and then they would get into a drawing if they joined the live last night. So even stuff like that, just to start generating the interest, those this or that messages, can really be beneficial for you to post because they'll get a lot of buzz on your page and a lot of algorithm boosting. And, that peppermint, the peppermint dip and pie, whatever, and pie mix, and then even the caramel apple one too. Those are even like, those could be a great booking incentive for you to give, if you book a party, I'll add that to your host order, one of the peppermint or the caramel apple. I mean, they're not that expensive. I think they're 12, right? I think it's 12. Where is it here? Peppermint, where is it? Yeah, 12. They're $12. So that's not too bad to add on, to a host order as a little booking incentive. Anybody get any of the holiday mini catalogs? Okay. What are you going to do with those, Kim, to maybe generate some bookings?
Actually, I left several of them in my break room at work because my operations department for my bank, for like the entire bank, is also in my branch. So we've got a lot of people there. And actually, I've had a few people ask if they can take them and keep them, and taking some of my catalogs too. So it's hopefully that's going to spark something, and at least it's opening the door where everybody at my new job now knows what I do on the side.
Your little side hustle. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so what else can we pull from? I think Michelle put in the chat the stoneware sale, right? So what are you doing with that, Michelle?
Well, I'm reaching out to people that have bought stoneware from me in the past,
Mm-hmm.
seeing if they would be interested in the sale.
Yeah.
Again.
And a lot of those entertaining sets, like they've got the stoneware chip and dip thing on here, but like those platters are gone now. But maybe go through and see who bought like the entertaining platters from you. And maybe they want to kind of complete the set with the chip and dip bowl. That would be a good one because that one comes down to $60. So that one's a really good deal. And just make sure that you guys are aware that on the flyer that's in marketing imagery, if you look at, there's a second page to the flyer and then it lists everything that's in the sale. I'm kind of just more of a visual person like that. So I like to have that available instead of just going in and looking them all up. So, I'm just looking here. Crystal, I saw you do something just a few minutes ago before the call. What did you just post about stoneware?
Oh, I did a focaccia bread, the rosemary one tonight. and then I decorated it, but I kind of made it like, have you ever decorated bread before? Kind of just made it like a little conversation piece. But then I also slipped in there that oh, I forgot to talk about the stoneware. The stoneware is in the picture, but talk about the stoneware is on sale, and you can talk about that the bread mix is on sale too.
Mhm.
So I just did a quick little reel showing that, how I decorated that and like the finished product. And then I pulled one of the images from Pampered Chef Imaging too, to show how they decorated it, a little bit different, fun idea. Cause I didn't have a ton of vegetables on hand. So like, I just went out into got some chives and the tops of my chives, cut those. And I had some carrots. So
Yes,
here's
it
what
looked really cute.
thanks.
Yeah. Let me see. Did you do that in your VIP group or no, you did it?
Yeah, I did it well, I did two different ones. I put
Yeah.
my personal and one of my VIP, but they're different. And the one on Instagram.
Yeah. I was just gonna
Cause I
show
did
it.
a reel and no, I did a post and a story with it.
Yeah. See how cute she did? And then she posted, that was after it was baked. And she put her bread mix in there too. And then she just posted this image that's in marketing imagery of the different things you can do with the focaccia bread. So a quick little post she wrote, who here can say they decorated bread before? Tried something different with our focaccia bread mix tonight. I didn't even realize this was a thing. If you go on Pinterest, there are thousands of ideas. I'm totally getting more of the mix. By the way, it's on sale this month. So I thought that was cute. I was like, that caught my eye when I saw it. So sometimes it's just that little subtleness that you need to add. And then if she has people commenting on it, which she already has, it looks like you have 2 comments. Well, I guess one of them was you, but you comment back to all of those people. And then you maybe send them a private message and say, hey, what did you think of that? Wasn't that pan really neat? And see if you could get a booking out of it.
Yeah.
All sorts of ways to do that. What else could we do with the stoneware sale? Any thoughts, anybody? You could use.
I
Oh, go
would
ahead.
say if you have, I know it's harder for newer people, I will preface with that.
Mhm.
But if you have a decent customer base, you could do a shared rewards party to stack up the discount on top of that. I'm gonna do one just because it's my anniversary month anyways, but that always helps when you have an extra how much ever percent off on top of a sale, something that's already on sale. And then along the lines with like the crystals video, I did a video of just me and Braxton made our little yogurt popsicles that we like to do for a snack. And I did it just because for one, every time I think I've posted it once or twice, but people always comment how it's such a great snack idea and it just gets other moms talking about it. But any videos that you post don't always have to be just to like, whatever. You can just post something cool like that, like a recipe. But showing a product in there is going to get somebody talking because I posted it and I had somebody right away be like, oh my gosh, I need that cup slicer. And they didn't even know what it was called. They're like, oh, I need that thing that you sliced up the strawberries, whatever. And so then I was like, oh yeah, it's so great. And then I did private message them and talk to them about the cup slicer. So it doesn't, just showing the products while you're doing something is a great way, just like Kelly and them said, just to start a conversation.
Yeah. Super easy way. And that's the other thing too, is they talk about when you're talking on social media, you should only be posting like 20% of the time on social media with your products. A lot of it needs to, they need to get to know you and build that relationship with you. And then, then you pop your products in there too. And then that it kind of intrigues them. So you could just be, posting making dinner and not necessarily focusing on a certain product or talking about a certain product. You could be just talking about the recipe, and just you can just do it in lots of different ways that way. So yeah, sometimes that's definitely how that kind of stuff pops up. So let me see here. The other thing is, I just want to mention too, you've got $500 in sales you're going to get that 2025 consultant planner. And then remember too, $1,500 in sales is going to get you that new 4.5 quart stainless steel nonstick saute pan, which I'm eyeing that up big time because I think that looks fantastic. So, what else do we have for that we can use for bookings? How about our different sets that we have for our October host special? Is anybody leveraging those? Especially if you have like I think the hot thing right now is the Brilliance pans for sure. And if you've got access to the Brilliance pans, if you can be making things in them and showing them how quickly they clean. Crystal, do you want to, oh wait, she just stepped away a second. She's mentioned something really good last night in the video about how they cleaned up. Just little things like that. If you even just showed the pan and how you quickly cleaned it up, it could even be something where you just put music in the background and you show it quickly like that, or just take pictures of the different stages of it and show it and just, be like, do you want to know how to get this at, at a big discount? Posting little things like that is going to help generate interest too. But, look at somebody that might have any of the enameled cast iron because they've got it in the green. And I did see, I think it's still in there. They had some of the red in the outlet because they updated the outlet last week. I haven't gone back and looked in it yet so far this week. Has anybody been in the outlet? They had it in there last week. So, so they might want to get some, Christmassy looking pans. So the green ones, we can't get the green one. They only made so many. They did this, same thing happened last year with the red ones. They only made so many, so they wanted to keep them for the customers. So we didn't earn that particular pan. Definitely too, we made the Crystal. Well, actually, Crystal, I'm going to tell you quick. Tell me about what you talked about with the Brilliance pan last night and clean up with it.
Hi, I just got back. I had to help my daughter in the bathtub.
Oh, that's okay.
The Brilliance pan, yes, so it washes up super easy and everything wipes out. So I made meatballs and let them, the greases drip. And then I also made the breaded chicken that's on the front of the cover of the catalog. And when I used that pan, I literally took a paper towel and wiped all the grease off, and it came right off. It was so slick. And then I just had to use a little Dawn dish soap to wash it off, but it was insane. I didn't have to do any scrubbing.
It didn't it's not like it needed to go in the dishwasher or anything. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. You could
even my husband was impressed. He's like, this is cool. We've used all these pans now, several times. He's like, these are really cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I was kind of kiddingly saying last night on the live that I'm like, well, because we all kind of said to ourselves, do we really need more pans? First, even in the catalog, do we really need more pans? And it's like, oh my gosh, yes, we needed these pans because they're that amazing. So Crystal could have, like I said, she could have taken some pictures or even, and now maybe how quick it cleans up. Maybe next time you make something like that, you will take some pictures and maybe kind of show or a video of you cleaning it up. That's the stuff that
I made a reel. Posted it, and I put it in all my parties right now too.
Oh, awesome. That's the thing is use that content that you have available to you. People see it in use like that and it totally catches their eye. And that's where you can start that conversation. They might not want to say that they want a booking right away, but if you initiate that conversation with them about it, that conversation could quickly turn into a booking. Let me see here. There is an article that was in the Stir. I think it was earlier about 5 booking tips. And it was from National Executive Director Ashley Vollmer, who's Ashley's right here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. She actually did some of our training this weekend. She's awesome. So she talked about some different booking tips. And so that would be something I would definitely go and take a peek at. So what I'm going to do is we're gonna do like a little challenge tomorrow night. I'm gonna just throw like a quick booking blitz out there tomorrow night. It's not like a call you need to get on or anything like that. I'm just gonna go live in the page and just announce that we're gonna start a booking blitz, like a power hour. We're just gonna work on bookings for an hour and sending messages and stuff and see what we can come up with. I'm not gonna have you post in like a different thread for your bookings though. I want you to post your bookings in the normal thread that we're doing for the challenge, because then it'll just be all in one place and it'll be much easier. Okay. So I thought that might be just something fun to do, just to kind of light a little fire under us for an hour and just see how quickly sometimes just by sending messages and doing things like that. So if you're getting ready to have, like Brandy said, like a shared rewards party to kind of emphasize the, different sales, because, Colleen's new on the call. I'm trying to think if anybody else is newer on the call. I'm not sure who the Galaxy one is, but discounts stack.
Kelly, that's me, Sarah.
Oh, hi Sarah, how are you?
I'm good.
So Sarah, this is kind of newer for you too, but with shared rewards parties, discounts stack. So if something's on sale, they get it at the sale price. Then they get whatever discount the party earns. And then even if they have like a 10% discount, that would stack as well. So when there's good sales like this is the time, that's a good time to do a shared rewards party. And make sure you're utilizing your customer connection emails about shared rewards. And I'm sorry, my realtor just messaged me. I'm like, I had to read it quick. Make sure you're utilizing, that. And if you are a project broadcast person too, send out a project broadcast message that you're having, this, and maybe your discount will rise, a little bit quicker. And it's not a terrible idea. I mean, don't go too crazy, because I don't want you to end up having to pay for something, but there's a lot of consultants that will put in a little bit of a bigger order themselves just to get the discount to rise a little bit. And then as it gets higher, then they'll take things out of their cart. But I mean, there's consultants that they're probably not supposed to do this, but they will put in $1,000 to get it to 25% off immediately, and then they just take things out of their cart as they go. It's probably not how you're really supposed to do it, but a lot of people do. Brandy's like, yeah, right. Let people do it. So, that I've done it a couple of times when like I started the party and it was kind of stagnant for 2 days with no orders. And so then I like bumped it, and then it was like, then it started going then. So, and then what was the other thing? Oh, and the other thing too is we just were having a conversation right before the meeting actually started. Jenny was talking about the hurricane stuff, and Betsy's dealing with that in her area right now. And Jenny's lived through one. She's lived through Katrina, and that pulls on a lot of people's heartstrings right now. So make sure you're posting about that. We're doing double donation hurricane relief fundraisers right now. You can have one yourself. Like I told you guys the other day as a tip, that can be a booking tip for you, or a booking right there for you if you start your own fundraiser. But put that out there. If people want to share in the efforts, they might not really be interested in actually hosting a regular party right now, but if they hear that it's going to help some hurricane victims, they may be all about hosting. Because even some of the fundraisers that I had over the summer, they didn't really want a bunch of Pampered Chef stuff, but they thought it was awesome that they could get, so much money off their granddaughter's dance competition fees. You know what I mean? So, just, you have to really think out of the box and think what can I do to get more, to be creative and, to get yourself some more bookings. So use what's available to you, for sure. All right. So then let me see, what time is it here? Let's talk a little bit about recruiting. So how are recruiting asks going for you guys? Have you generated your lead list that I talked about? I think it was either Thursday or Sunday. I can't remember now. Who's got an ongoing lead list? I know Brandy does. I do. Anybody else do that? Crystal, do you do too? Mm-hmm.
I'm
Those
still
are questions.
talking to the few that I talked to you about, still talking with them.
Yeah, and go, go back. I know some of you, haven't been here that long, but go back in the last year and just bring up all of your shows and look at that host's name and think to myself, was she fun to work with or he fun to work with? I really and go, if somebody kind of like catches your mind, like, oh, wow, that's right, we talked a lot. Let me go back and you might have to go back and look at, your conversations maybe and see if that was something that you talked about. Maybe you kind of forgot about that person. So I was having a party with Lane that I just recruited, and he had talked to me. Oh, I think he had a party with me. It was close to like a year ago, and he was kind of pondering it then. And he had been a Pampered Chef consultant like several years ago. And his sister had booked a party from him. And so we were doing her party. And I just said, hey, Lane, I don't know for sure if this is the right time or not, but I just thought I would share this special with you because it's a really awesome special. And he really wanted the Grill and Griddle. And I was like, take a peek at this. And he was like, that's it. I don't even have to like question that. That's just too good of a deal, and it really, those deals are quite amazing. 100, the Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle Kit is $895 worth of product for $140. Even my cousin signed back up today. She's been on the team on and off over the years. And she was like, I gotta have that coffee maker. And I'm like, well, I said, we can do a party, but she's like, well, then I'm like, well, it's in the kit. And she's like, well, maybe that's what I'll do. And about a half an hour later, ding, my email came through and she signed up. So, we'll see what, but it's a great way to get a lot of product, quickly. So even if you've got hosts that, I had a host this week, I was trying to see if she would be interested because she told me her list was huge of the things that she wanted. And I'm like, you could do this. And she's like, I just don't know if I have the time for it right now. So, maybe she'll be on my lead list now, and I'll reach out to her, in the future when other specials come out like that. So you just have to make sure you keep track of those people. And if you've recruited somebody before and they've been on your team and then they've dropped, there's no reason why you can't reach out to them again too and see if they might be interested in giving it a try again. It might just not have been a good fit for them at that time. So don't ever put them out that they might not ever come back. There's a lot of people on our team that have done Pampered Chef more than once. Okay. Lots of people.
My Tupperware lady just messaged me a couple days ago. She says, I know you've gone over this with me before, but can you give me information about how the commissions work and how the discounts work with Pampered Chef? So that opened up another door of conversation, and Tupperware is going through some stuff, and she needs income. So she's open to looking at other options. Not that she's going to jump right away, but she's looking, which is more than she's done before. And she remembered we talked before about it, and she's looking at least. So
and Patty that joined my team today, Patty and I have been probably talking about her joining my team for probably 4 years. And I hadn't put she's having a party on Friday, a cooking show on Friday. And I hadn't put like her ordering link in my link tree yet. And she messaged me, was last night, because I met with her today. She messaged me last night and she said, oh, she's like, is there a ordering link, or did you, and I'm like, yes, I haven't put it in yet. I said, because I wanted to have a talk with you, because same thing. She told me she wanted the Grill and Griddle. And I said, I'm just going to throw this out you. I did a little voice clip quick to her in the message. And I said, hey, I'm just going to throw this out here quick before I set up your ordering link, because, this kit is on special for $140. I know that's what's on your wish list for your party. The last 3 parties that you've had with me have been over $1,000. You could literally qualify in one day. You're one party. If you have a great party again, I said, you're going to get all that stuff in your kit. You're going to get all your host rewards, plus you're going to get a paycheck, and you might be qualified, also. And so I actually went over to her house this morning and met with her and her husband, and we talked about it. And this afternoon she signed. So she's like, she felt like it was good enough. And kind of the same thing if you were on the call last night, what I told Sarah, because Sarah Cooter, Sarah reached out to me about becoming a consultant. And then she was like, she was wishy-washy about it for a while and wasn't sure if it was the right time and all this stuff. And I finally just kind of said to her after like the third or fourth time of chatting with her about it, I said, Sarah, what do you have to lose? Really? It's, you keep your kit, you keep your paycheck, whether, if you like it or not. And I know she says that, she uses that a lot with people because it's so true. And I kind of said that to Patty today. You really don't have anything to lose. You keep your kit, you keep your paycheck if you decide you don't want to do this anymore, and, we'll see what happens from your first party. Maybe you'll get some bookings and we'll go from there and see how you do. And she's like, I think that's what I'm just going to do. But like, I want to say like 4 years, I bet I've been talking to her. So don't give up until they say to you, no, not ever. You can ask them, is that a no, not now or a no, not ever? And then keep them in that booklet. Who is it? Who wants to win the box so they can get one of these? I just think this is like the cutest thing ever. I don't know who you are, but I will find you and I will recruit you. So I just thought that was amazing. I had to get it. So, hopefully one of you guys will win it in the box. So what kinds of things stump you when you're having a recruiting conversation? Maybe Crystal and Brandy and I can kind of help you through that. What kinds of things kind of make you freeze up from even wanting to recruit, or what kinds of things are you scared about answering?
Kelly, I'll just add to that. Like the recruit that I just got, she was a host and she had a party like last week, and I asked right away about the opportunity. And sometimes it's just the way that you word it.
Yes.
But I mentioned to her what the sign-on would be, what she could earn if she wanted to turn her party into a launch party, and she did not. Okay, forget about it, move on. Couple days in, I just said to her, wow, your friends are really loving the party, because she had like $400 in orders within like 3 days. I'm like, you have a lot of people on the party, which I think she had like 20 or something. I'm like, you got a lot of friends that love this product. Said, don't you, or would you want to find out more about like commission? And she's like, no, I'm not interested. I said, okay, no problem. So I offered a couple little like I just kind of sprinkled it in throughout the whole week.
Mhm.
And then at the end of the week, and I wasn't like overbearing because I hate people nagging on me. But I was just getting excited for her and with her because her party was doing so well. And she was super active in the party. So like right there, I was like, oh, that's usually they're interested a little bit more than they say. So at the end of the week, I told her what all of her host rewards were. And then I said, on a side note, I know you said no, but her party reached like $1,400 or $1,500. So I said, you could have had this much commission. I gave her the amount, and I said, and you can get all of this if you want me to help you run a couple of parties in the next 30 days. You don't have to pay any of it back. And she was like, okay, yeah, now I need to think about this. She's like, this was a really fun party. I had a lot of orders come in. I think I need to try this. So anyways, I never gave up on her, like you were saying. Yep. Like not in a, like, I'm going to harass you and ask you 1,000 times, but just like, hey, like, this is an opportunity. I don't know if you're interested now. And just, so like, part of that is knowing how to say it. And I learned a lot from Brandy and Kelly and Kathy. So like, if you guys ever need like help on when people say no, send screenshots, because that's what helped me learn how to not take a no, but nicely turn it around later. So just don't ever like stop and be like, oh, they said no. Okay. Too, how a host is or a guest in the party, if they're super active, you can kind of tell if people are interested or not. So sometimes I don't push it as much as others. You start to learn.
Yes. That's so true. That's so true. I was sitting at Aspire this weekend, and one of the girls that was sitting at my table was she had a person messaging her about the business, and the girl messaged her and said, I just do not, I just don't have enough time to do this. I just am going to have to say no. You know, they had been having some conversations back and forth. And she goes, oh, I just really needed this. You know, I just really wanted this recruit. I thought she would be so good at this. And I said to her, I said, I wouldn't stop there. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I said, the next question I would say to her is, how much time do you think it takes? Sure enough, she asked her that. You know, what, you know, really, if you're only going to do like one party a week, like to get started, how much time does it really take? Maybe about 30 minutes a day for one party. So, you know, she talked to her about it that way. They chatted a few more times and she was going to sign up then. And she was like, Cindy looked at me and she was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you know, you keep asking until you get that hard no, or the, you know, for sure. But I'm like, that one was one that I can't even remember who taught me that one. And I'm like, yes, just, you know, you've got to kind of think on their level, you know. And so if she's instantly panicking about the time it's going to take her, ease her mind and talk to her about, I mean, obviously it's something different if it says that she wants to make $2,000 a month, then obviously it's not going to be 30 minutes a day. That's that's a different there. But, if you just need, a couple $100 extra a month to pay for the gas or the groceries, that is, one party or one or two parties a week and, a half an hour to an hour a day during the week. So, and, depends on what you're doing with your time too. Some people have to block their time and work in chunks, and some people can spread it out during the day. So it's just kind of telling them it's not, I think there's still people that think that we are on our phones all day long posting. I think there's so many people. Colleen, do you feel like people think that? Yeah. Yeah. So, I had somebody say that to me. This was a few years back, and, and this was when we still had our posting services, but, she was like, well, I couldn't be on my phone all day like that. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you have to post like once an hour or something, right? And I'm like, I don't do that. I literally set it up and it posts for the whole week for me. What? They were, you know what I mean? And then it was like a whole new game changer. And even too, sometimes just even reminding people that they can do this completely virtually. They don't have to do cooking shows. Sue Huber, that's on our team, that was how she joined. She was like, you can just like do this online. Cause it was like right at kind of like before, actually she joined like right before COVID hit. She's like, are you serious? Like all online? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm in then. You know what I mean? It was like, she didn't have to leave her house. She didn't have to get up in front of people and cook. That was her ticket in. So, but we know that, there's so many people looking for some kind of extra income. We know that like it's some like weird, crazy stat, like 80% of people are looking for a part-time type of side gig, that they could add some extra income to them. And so it's like, these are the kinds of things you need to talk about in posts. It's going to generate some interest. So make sure too, I talked about like right when the 44th anniversary special came about, that last week of September, I said, make sure that you've got your story ready, and how is everybody coming on that? Have you been posting that as, something, and you can reword things and post it lots of different ways to make it, your story. It doesn't have to be like the whole story. You can put little tidbits like Brandy, even too, you'll say stuff like, you're picking up Braxton from school or something. And it's like, you might say something like, I love it that I have the flexibility that I can drop my son off and pick him up from school every day. Simple things like that is what people need to hear, about this business. Colleen, she started and, she's just started in July, and she, you kind of started to kind of get like for a house and your wedding and stuff like that. She just got engaged. And so, there's so many different reasons that people need the extra cash, and it might not be the same thing that you need it for. But I mean, even for me, I did it so I could stay home with my kids because my first husband worked such extremely crazy hours that you know, I wouldn't even have known what time my kids would be getting picked up from daycare if he had to pick them up. So it wouldn't have been happening. So I need, you know, I wanted that flexibility, but I needed to be able to bring in money too. I couldn't just stay home and not work completely. So that was, you know, but now it's like, this is my full-time gig, and the kids I don't really need to worry about so much as anymore. A little bit Isaac, but Daryl's usually around to help with Isaac if I have to be on a meeting or something like that. So I just have so much more, you know, so much more flexibility. So, you know, not everybody is looking for like a traditional part-time job. They need to kind of fit it in with all the other chaos that they've got going on in their lives. And these kinds of jobs are where it can be at.
Can I say one? Sorry.
Yeah, no,
I
go
was
ahead.
just gonna say like an outside the box thing, because I just had somebody message me too that I was talking with. It just reminded me. So also, if you have any kind of sorry if you can hear my kid, he's
Nope, I
being
can't.
silly.
you're fine.
There I do like a pre-party challenge to get my host to get some orders like before the party starts, and it's just something I have them post to get the word out that they're actually having a party. But then it also orders come in. A lot of times it's people who just don't want to join a party and stuff like that. They'll just be like, yep, I'm gonna order quick and be done with it. Or if you don't do that when the party starts, if you have a host who gets like 2 orders off the bat, or one big order for $100, $200, something like that. If my host gets over $100 in that first day, I automatically message them right away. And I'm like, okay, your friends are clearly ready to support you and have some fun. And then I say, like, are you sure you don't want to give it a try? Because I've already asked them once. But I'm like, are you sure you don't want to just give it a try? Because they're clearly gonna support you. You're gonna have a great party if you're already at $200 and we're just getting started, or we haven't even started yet. And then I kind of go into that, because from what I've seen when I do the pre-party challenge, if they get an order or 2 orders that are over $200, their party typically ends up close to $1,000. So, and that's kind of how I explain it to them too. So that's a good way to just ask one more time, because you can still technically stop the orders and switch them over to them.
Yes. That's a really good thing. And the other thing too, is I don't think we talk about kit credit enough. I think sometimes it can kind of gets forgotten about and pushed, you know, under the rug, and we don't really talk about it. So that's another thing. When you've got a host that has just reached $200 in sales, you can remind them, you just earned a $25 kit credit on, you know, off the cost of a kit. You know, have you ever thought about doing something like this? You've got your friends seem super excited. You know, there's different ways that you can go about bringing that stuff up, and subtly bringing it up without, like Crystal said, like making sure you're like not nagging on them. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll post it again in the page tonight. There's the ask a host 5 times or 6 times. Because one of our friends kind of gave us the idea of asking, if you've asked them throughout their whole party, and say they had 2 or 3 people book a party from them, asking that person one more time before you start their friend's party, and just say, Susie, I'm starting, you know, Lisa's party tomorrow. I'm just going to ask you one more time, you know, this commission could be yours, and I could, you know, teach you along the way and show you the ropes along the way. You know, are you sure you don't want to give this a try? You might get one more little plunge there to see if you can get them. So I'll post the, you know, ask every host thing. And it's just something that you can incorporate into your host coaching. And it's all the things that are on there are really making it about them and what's in it for them. And that's what you want to make sure you're doing. You want to, you know, you don't, that's when the pushy part that you might feel is gone then, because pushy is when you make it about you. So if you can always share what's in it for them, like I kind of did today with Patty, like, hey, you want the deluxe select griddle, you know, grill and griddle already, you know, you can get it for $140. It's normally $300. Even if you did it at 60% off, you know, you're not going to get another $800 and some dollars worth of product with it. I mean, that $140 kit is ridiculously, like, it's like, where was that when I joined? Like, well, we didn't have electrics when I joined, because I've been doing around for so long. So, you know, make sure that you're continuing to post this. Make sure that you're continuing to post things you know, go back and look at people. Like I said, go back and look at maybe all your hosts in the last year and, you know, who's somebody you want to work with that you'd think would be a fun person, you know, a fun addition to our team and somebody fun to work with, you know, do that. So, anybody have any questions on that? And I'll get you guys off of here. I know this was kind of more of like an open forum tonight, but thank you for, thank you for that. I needed that with my brains a little fried right now. And I'm like, my realtor is like, okay, when are you going to sign the papers? So, oh my gosh, I just cannot believe I'm going to have to be completely out of that house. It's almost done. It's just, it's the stuff that now we have to bring up from the dang basement. Yuck. Why can't there be like, what are those called? Like a line that you can just put the box on and it'll take it all the way up to the top of the stairs. That's what I would love to install quickly the next few days. That would be amazing. So conveyor belt, that's what it is. So I would love a conveyor belt. Does anybody want to help me with that? So any questions though? All right. So watch for my little booking blitz tomorrow night. Okay. And we're going to see how many bookings we can get in that hour. I honestly, just with being gone this weekend at home office and with all this going on with my mom's house, I have to, Crystal and Brandy, and I'll message Sarah. We got to figure out like where we're sitting for recruits and for bookings so we can kind of give an update on the team challenge. Okay. So we'll get that posted so we can have some fun with that to see who's beating who right now. Okay. We'll make a little friendly competition out of it. But thanks guys for joining me tonight. And I will, well, you'll see my face again tomorrow. So having fun. My window looks good, doesn't it? I think it looks really nice. Let's see if we can get another one for tomorrow. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Wouldn't that be amazing if we could get 31 recruits this month? That would be amazing. 32 was our goal. So we'll see. You never know. I'm pretty proud of that so far. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Thank you.